What is up everybody, Gifford here and welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about my dividend payment specifically for March, April and May. So this is for 2025 and I am consolidating these months because I am moving away from a full dividend investing portfolio in my Sherzies to a growth ETF portfolio. So the first part I just want to show is how you actually access the dividends on the Sherzies platform, and that's pretty easy. Basically you just go to wallet and then under wallet you can hit dividends right here, and then it's just going to give you a full list once it loads up of the dividends that you get. And it's quite nice because it just says, you know, this month May, and then here will be the May and then the April. Alternatively, what you can do is just go to your portfolio, go to investments, click on that, wait for it to load. Then what you can do is come down here to your investments and say something like VYM, which is a dividend payer of mine. You can go to your investment, or actually just before you do that, you can actually have a look there and then see that the gross dividend yield is 2.8. If you click that, it actually tells you the information here for the ex-dividend date. So that's when you got to buy shares before that date, and then the payout per share. Now that is just sort of standard, telling you for that specific stock. You can go to your investments to see what actually that dividend payment is, and you can see here that click dividends, and then I've got, you know, we'll talk about more of this later, but you can see all the dividends here recorded for you. And see, I started this in late 2022 and my first dividend was 0.12, and now it's up to, you know, $7 up here. So just going out of Sherzies for the moment, we can see here the March, April, May. I've just created a table here because it's a lot easier. So let's have a look at March. We can see that I got VYM, that's $7.12. I got Devo, which is $2.95. I got Jeppy, which is $5.20, and these are US dollars, and I am in New Zealand here. So I've got Microsoft, which is 0.87, pretty low, not that great. Google at 0.65 cents. And then BIT, which is 3.34. And in that month I got $20.13. And then I just also have how much money I've invested into that portfolio as well as a little bit of a tracker. It did go down. I must have sold or taken some money out of it. Anyway, there was $15,000, that's New Zealand dollars, invested into there. Having a look at April, we can see that I got $6.76 for SCHD. I got $2.90 for Devo. I got $6.51 for Jeppy. And then VOO gave me a dividend of 2.72. We can see here that some of them are monthly payers and then some of them are sort of quarterly payers. Next one there is BIT, which is 3.37, and obviously that is a monthly payer. So for the month of April, I got $22.26, and then at this stage I had added a little bit more money, so I had invested 18,000 and a half. Moving on to May, which is last month, we can see here that it's got a big cross, and that's because I have sold out of CH. So moving on to May, we can see here that it's got a bit of a cross, and that is because I've moved out of SCHD, so I do not get any more dividends from that. Devo is still there, which is paid me $2.81, but I will be selling out of that as well. Next one is ASML. Now this is a new company for me and this is more growth. I was actually really surprised that they were paying a dividend, but anyway, they gave me 49 cents. Next one is BIT, and there I have sold out of that. The next one is Lowe's, and ticker symbol LOW, and I have sold out of that as well. At the bottom over here, it's got QQQ or other. I think this is QQQ, and I got paid $1.02. Brings me to a total of only $4.32, so it's had a significant hit on the dividends that I've been getting paid. But anyway, later on I'll explain why in the summary of why I've decided to do this. So like all things, you should have a plan for what you are doing. This is just sort of, I call it a portfolio split, but really it's just showing you that I do have a plan, and then I have different weights for this my investing here in Sherzies. So you can see here that 75% of the target is actually in ETFs, while the other amount, which is what, 25%, or the remaining amount, is in individual stocks. But anyway, going through here, I wrote the invested amount in there, and then so the top holding is USG, which is the S&P 500 growth fund. In there, the next one down is QQQ, the next one down is VOO, and the next one down there is VYM. And you can see here the weightings on there, and yeah, that's quite significant, right, of what I've got in my Sherzies. We can see that Devo there is at 3%, and it's currently, I've got weighted in the portfolio at 7.8, so that will be coming down, and I will be selling that off in the next couple of months. So it'll just give me these 4 main holdings. Now, obviously for the dividend side of it, these here I think do give dividends, but the main one will be VYM. And the big change to this portfolio is that I have added growth stocks. So in those growth stocks, I've decided to choose Google. So that's yeah, an allocation of 12%, which is pretty big because it actually beats VOO and VYM in there. So that's a pretty decent amount of Google. Then I've got Microsoft at 8%. Then I've got a couple of new ones. So they're only smaller holdings at 2.5%, but we can see here, this is SoundHound. That's currently at 3.8, and then we also have ASML, and that's only at 1.9%. So I will be buying some more of those. So that gives you 100% investing. That's the US dollars, and then that's converted to New Zealand dollars, and it kind of works out thereabouts. So going back into Sherzies really quickly, so you can go to investments, and then let's have a look at one of the dividend stocks. So go to VYM. Actually, let's do something different. Let me pick a different one. Let's go with VOO. What's the dividend? Okay, so the gross dividend for VOO is 1.26. We click on that. Here is the dividend payments that they give you. Now let's just look a little bit closer to this one here. So it's got a nice chart of when I actually buy and sell VOO and what's going on. So click dividends here, and we can see that the dividends have been slowly rising. So at the 7th of October 2023, when I bought this, it was only 14 cents, and we can see this going up as I've added more money. Now, the great thing, if you didn't know, is that when you click on here in Sherzies, it gives you a very good breakdown of what you actually pay. So, you know, I received $2.72, but actually, if you go over here, you can see that the dividend payment was actually $4 US, and then we can see the dividend payment per unit, and then we can see there how many shares I held, and then obviously the New Zealand tax system and also the US tax system. So it does take a little bit of money away from you. Well, it's quite significant, right? It's like 30%. But anyway, and then I've got this set up so that it can invest my dividends there, and basically that's just a check mark, and there's a setting in there as well. So it's pretty easy to do that. You can just click that and it will take you to that setting. But here's a good breakdown and the tax of what actually happens to your dividends. So this amount will go back into my wallet. In this particular case, I've set it up to just buy more VOO. So some people are going to wonder why I made the big change, and there's a reason for it. So if we go down to this one here, my wallet, and we go to money in, for the people that have watched me will know that I have a trading account. Now my trading account is about $30,000 New Zealand, and this Sherzies account is obviously around about $23,000. Now the reason why that I've gone out of dividends is because it's not actually tax efficient, especially if you're from New Zealand. So you get hammered with taxes, and also dividends inherently do not grow as much. They are really for getting income when you have a lot of capital. Now while $23,000 is a lot of money, it still isn't quite a lot of money when you start, you know, wanting to get dividend payments. The dividend payments are still like $10-20 type thing. Now obviously lower that I've sold some, but you know, it's not thousands of dollars that someone would actually want when they were, you know, you'd have to invest a significant amount of money for that. But what I've found is that I've actually used my trading account, and I've been doing sort of options and sort of shorter term trades to generate that extra money. And what do I mean by that, and why I've decided to do that kind of stuff, is that's because while I get, you know, what you saw there was $22 of dividends, with the trading I can actually make a significant amount of money. So I've decided to do that instead, and you can see this is where it really pays off. So the last decent amount of my payout was actually this one here, a wallet top up, and this came from my trading account, so that was $800. Now we come back here again, this is $280, and then back down here is $500 back in May. Thank you very much for people that, you know, use my referral bonus there. Just a quick plug, another person there as well. But yeah, if we scroll down, we can see another $520. So it's it's pretty big money that's going into here. I'm just shifting some money around, but yeah, we can see that these extra top-ups here, they come from my trading account, and my trading account has been doing well, and it's currently up over or close to 30% for the year to date. So yeah, this is just massive amounts of money compared to something like 20 US dollars. So I've decided to put my effort into this and just sort of having 75% weighted more on ETFs in this account with a little bit of growth. So just to summarize all this, in March I got paid $20.13 in dividends. In April I got paid $22.26 US, and then in May I got paid only $4.32. And while I've done some extra deposits in there, actually there has been a slowdown in my investing deposits for this particular account, and that's because I bought a 2022 Tesla Model 3, and it's my first EV ever. So I've had to take some profits, or in this case just sort of slow down what I'm investing in there of my extra money to buy this car. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them down below. Also feel free to use my referral codes if you are investing from New Zealand. If you want to follow me somewhere else, you can go over to Instagram, where I post every other day about my stock market journey and also stock market news and what I'm doing in there. I have a lot of trading in there as well, so I will post those up of my trades, and you can follow along if you want to do that. The trading platform I use is Interactive Brokers, Hatch Invest, Stake, and Sherzies for individual companies, and I use InvestNow for index funds. If you want to start investing, you can use any of my referral codes down below to start your own investing journey if you are from New Zealand. If you want to join the journey, hit that like and subscribe button. Otherwise, click this end video here on why you should be investing in 2025. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.